Hi guys, this is Ian, and in today's video tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to sing and play the song If You Stay by Joseph Vincent using some simple chords and a simple strumming pattern. Now this tutorial is for those of you who had trouble going through the playthrough. So for those of you who haven't watched the playthrough, I actually have a full playthrough of the song where I show you the chords used, the strumming pattern, the chords and lyrics, and I just demonstrate that through the entire song with a capo on the first fret, because that's the original key of the song. Okay, so in this tutorial I'll be talking about the chords, the strumming pattern, and also the dynamics of the song in more detail, and also giving some additional beginner tips if I can think of any. Okay, so that is what we are going to be covering in today's tutorial. Okay, firstly, the chords which we are going to use in this song, there are four main chords, and these chords are G major, B minor, C major, and D major. Okay, and along with these chords there are three additional optional chords which are needed in this song. Now the reason why I call them optional is because these songs are played when the key of the song changes. So you have the option of either singing the key change or just using the four chords G, B minor, C and D in order to just play through the song to the end. Okay, but if you're interested in the key change, the chords which you will use in the key change are A major, C sharp minor, and E major. Okay, so those are the three additional chords which you are going to need to play in the key change, and you can try them out if you want to. Okay, so those are the chords, and before we move on to the strumming pattern, I just wanted to mention that for the sake of this tutorial, and for those of you who don't have a capo, I'm going to be teaching this tutorial without a capo. I'm going to be teaching you the chords without a capo, but if you want to play in the original key of the song, which is in G sharp, you're going to need a capo, and you're going to need to capo it, clip it onto the first fret, and use the chords which I'm going to teach you, which I showed you in this tutorial. Okay, so you need to use those chords with the capo on the first fret if you want to match the original key of the song. Alright, but if you don't have one, don't worry too much about it, and just learn the chords first, and when you have a capo you can get one, or if you have a pen and a rubber band, just use the rubber band to tie the pen onto here, and that's sort of your own DIY capo. Alright, so those are the chords which you're going to use in this song, and the next thing I'll cover is the strumming pattern. Alright, the strumming pattern for this song is pretty straightforward, and it goes like this. Down, 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 down. Okay, so if I were to count that on 4 beats, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and this strumming pattern is played twice every time the chord appears in the chords and lyrics. Okay, so for example, you have the progression G, B minor, C and D. So you'd be playing the strumming pattern twice per chord like this. G, B minor, C, D. Okay, and that's how you'd be playing it for the entire song. You'd play the strumming pattern twice per chord. Okay, now for the sake of helping you practice, what I'll do is we'll go through the progression together, G, B minor, C and D, and I'll strum the pattern slower so that you can follow along. Okay, and also I just want to point out, for those of you who are struggling with B minor, like you're not comfortable with it, what you can do is you can omit that, just skip that for now, and just use D major. So you're playing G, D, C, D, okay, for the progression. And if for the entire song you're not comfortable with B minor, you can just omit that and play D. It won't sound absolutely right, but this is a beginner tip for those of you who just really want to get through the song and want a chord that makes it sound pretty okay. Alright, So that's a quick beginner tip. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll go through the progression: G, B minor, C, and D. I'll go through it slowly. I'll try and say out the strums as I do it without losing breath. I'll do that for one round, and for the second round I want you to just follow along without me saying anything. Okay, so again, the progression is G, B minor, C, and D. Okay, let's give that a try now. Ready? Down, 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 up, 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 down, 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 up. Okay, so that's how the strumming pattern goes, and that's how you use it for every chord in the song. Okay, so you're always playing the strumming pattern twice every time the chord appears in the song. All right, and also just another thing for those of you who are interested in knowing, when you're strumming, you don't have to necessarily strum all the strings when you're strumming. Okay, so you could be playing down, 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 up. And when you're playing the downstrokes, all you really need to strum are the top three strings, 6, 5, and 4. Okay, the thickest strings. You just go down, 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 and then when you do the down up, you strum all the strings so that you get a louder sound. So you're going. Alright? So that's something you can do if, let's say, you want to control the dynamic of the strum a bit more. Okay, so yeah, that's basically how the strumming pattern goes, and it goes like that for the entire song. Alright, so now we've covered the chords, we've covered the strumming pattern. So now what I'll do is I'll just explain, say, a part of the song which I feel might be a bit tricky for those of you, and also give you some additional beginner tips which I feel might help you guys play through the song easier if, let's say, you have trouble with chord changes. Now, in this song, there is a key change which happens at the end of the bridge, in which you're transitioning from chords in the key of G to chords in the key of A. So I'm just going to talk about that point where the transition happens, so that if you want to do it, you can understand how it's actually done properly and how the timing is during that section. So for the bridge, at the end where it goes, even though we ain't together, out D, love still remains. Whoa, I'll give you my life. Okay, so the chords, you're going from D to E major to A major when you start the final chorus in the different key. Okay, so what's happening here when you start with D? Our love still remains. You're gonna be playing the strumming pattern 4 times. Okay, so it's our love still remains once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and then you transition to E major. Whoa, and this you play the strumming pattern twice, and then you transition to A major. Okay, where you're back to just playing the strumming pattern twice per chord. Okay, so in the chords and lyrics, I've actually listed the D twice so that you know that you play the strumming pattern. You're going to be playing the D chord twice as long for that section. Okay, so I've made it simpler, but basically you're going to be playing the strumming pattern 4 times, where it goes, our love still remains. So just to play that through for you, it sounds like this. Our love still remains. Whoa, I'll give you my life. Alright, so that's what it sounds like if you just play through that and transition to the next key. Alright, and as I mentioned before, if you don't want to transition key, what you can do is you just keep playing through. Don't go to E, just play through and continue on with chords, with your G key chords. G key chords, yeah. Just continue on with your chords in the G key. Alright, So that's a quick tip on how to play through that section. And also just an additional tip for those of you who have trouble with chord transitions. If you have trouble, say, changing between G, B minor, C and D, what you can do instead is you can play G, D sustain 4, C add 9, D sustain 4, okay? And the reason why these chords are good is because you don't have to move a lot of fingers. You only need to move these two fingers around, and these chords sound pretty good as well. So the way it's played is G is played in your standard way, D sustain 4 is played with your index finger on the 3rd string 2nd fret, and C add 9 is played with your middle finger on the 3rd string 5th string 3rd fret, and your index finger on the 4th string 2nd fret. Okay, so it's just like G, except the fingers are down by 1 string. And D sustain 4 is your index finger comes down 1 level as well, okay? And just to give you a quick example of what that would sound like if you were to play the verse through, this is what it would sound like. I was standing on the other side, watching you leave, and I couldn't see you go. Know that I was so sincere when I said I need you here, 'cause this is your home. Okay, so that's just a quick tip for those of you who are beginners and are still struggling with playing the B minor chord, or if you just find it difficult to play the normal chords as well. Alright, so use that if you want to get through the song, and in the meantime practice playing B minor and practice getting used to doing chords transitions using open chords. Okay, and with that, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this entire song. The song is pretty straightforward. I recommend study the strum pattern and then go back to the playthrough and attempt to follow along with the playthrough as you follow the chords, okay? And if you just keep to the timing of the strum pattern, you should not have a problem. Alright, so with that, that's pretty much it for this tutorial. Pretty quick and easy. And I just want to say thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial. Good luck with your practice, and catch you guys again soon. See ya.